I'm Lindsay Littman. Here are your headlines from Central Texas. A soldier at his lowest, saved by his fellow soldiers. One man stationed at Fort Hood took to social media to find the men and women he says saved his life.
All right, so on June 14th, 2024, I had a near heart attack.
Captain Tony Smith was on a run in the summer of 2024.
Personally, physically, mentally, it felt like my worst day.
He felt off.
Decided to go to Darnell, so I drove off of Legends and essentially blacked out.
He pulled over and broke down.
So I'd gotten out of my car and went manic, essentially. I kind of lost it.
That's when soldiers stepped in.
MPs and EMS showed up.
They rushed him to the ER for what they thought was a mental health emergency.
Kidney and liver enzymes were elevated. They found the blood clot in my left leg.
A scare.
My next day could have been my last day. That shoots up to your heart, your lungs, in your brain. You're dead.
Now his time in the Army is almost over.
I couldn't leave here or get out the Army without at least acknowledging, tell them that I appreciate them as well. Hope that I can find these soldiers and recognize them and shake their hand.
The response was overwhelming.
A lot of the MPs reached out to me. I had personnel from Colleen, mom's pages, the spouses pages were reaching out.
He found them the very next day.
It's just cool just to thank them and be hey, thank you so much for essentially you saved me.
Good soldiers.
If I would have been off base, that would have been a worse story.
Good humans.
Didn't see the rank, just saw me as human.
And good news out of Fort Hood.
So it's kind of amazing how, when you do it the right way, social media can, find what you need when you need it.
Smith says when you put on that Army uniform, it doesn't matter who you are, you're all in the same team. Well, if you've noticed your grocery bill climbing lately, you're not alone. Beef prices are at record highs, and experts say they'll likely stay that way through the end of the year. Our Juliana Jackson spoke with livestock experts about what you can expect.
So we're in a cycle here where we have the lowest numbers that we've ever dealt with in the history of the industry.
The U.S. cattle herd is at a 75-year low. Inventory reports say cow-calf numbers are down, and the number of calves expected to sell this year is also down. That's pushing retail beef prices to between $9 and $9.50 per pound, with some cuts even higher.
People that are, selling pretty much everything that they have right now as far as calves that are ready.
Farm-level cattle prices jumped nearly 24%, and wholesale beef prices rose more than 15%. Kenny Mingus with the Milam County Livestock says those increases are trickling down to your grocery store bill.
It takes a lot of equity to operate today, especially at the prices and the levels that these calves are selling.
Producers are trying to make up for lower cattle numbers by raising bigger animals.
Picking up some of those pounds that we're losing by our total head count.
Tracy Tomasic with Texas Farm Bureau says consumers should expect lower supplies, but beef won't disappear from shelves.
It's going to be a lower supply of it compared to recent history when we had extremely high supplies of beef and really much lower prices.
Experts predict farm-level cattle prices will increase another 6% this year, with wholesale beef prices climbing nearly 7%.
So look at your options, work with what's in your budget, because it's bigger than a beef story. This is an all of agriculture issue.
The Texas Farm Bureau recommends you shop around, compare prices between different protein options like beef, pork, and chicken, and work within your budget. And those are your headlines from Central Texas.